Hi boys and girls, welcome to lesson 17 for math in module 1. Our question today is how do we relate multiplication and division? So we're going to take a look at the problem here today, and it says a classroom has tables that seat a total of 20 students. 4 students are seated at each table. How many tables are in the classroom? So to solve this problem, we're going to go back to our trusty tape diagram, and we're going to first draw the tape diagram. And at the bottom, if you remember, you can go back and use the example I gave you. We need to have our total, our combined total. And it tells us here that we have a classroom has tables that seat a total of 20 students. Total of 20 students. So down here, I'm going to write my total, and you should do this on a piece of paper at home so that you have an example. And then it tells us that 4 students are seated at each table. So that is telling me the size of the group. And the size of the group always goes at the top. 4 students. That's one table. What we don't know, boys and girls, is down here, we don't know how many tables are in the classroom. Now, before we solve this, we want to write a division sentence that shows this information. So the division sentence always starts with the total. So we have 20 students divided by 4 students at each table, which means this is the unknown. We can write a multiplication sentence that represents this information as well. We have some unknown, the number of tables, times 4 students at each table gives us a total of 20 students. In both of these equations, what does the unknown represent? Does it represent the total, the number of groups, or the size of the group? It represents the number of groups that we have. So both of the question marks are the number of groups that we have. And in this case, our groups are being measured in tables. So now we could go ahead and skip count, fill in our dots until we get to our total of 20 students by putting 4 students at each table. So we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So the answer is we have 1 table, 2 tables, 3, 4, we have 5 tables. So we would say there are 5 tables. And boys and girls, remember you need to start writing a written sentence and a math sentence that shows your work. And we would write 20 divided by 4 equals 5 tables. Okay? Now we are going to go ahead and do some practice together. So you will need your homework pages, lesson 17 homework pages. So if you need to stop the recording, go get that and come back. On this page, we're going to use the array. We're going to use the array to complete the related equations. So multiplication and division they're both related. And we're going to use our array of b's over here to solve. So if we have one row of 4 b's, we have a total of 4 b's. So 1 times 4 is 4. Now when we do a division sentence, we know that we always start with the total. So if we're looking at one row, we have a total of 4 b's. Divided into 4 groups, we have 1 in each group. Next, now we're looking at 2 rows of b's. 2 rows of B's times 4 in each row equals a total of 8 B's. We start our related division fact with the total, so 8 divided by 4 equals 2. If you notice, boys and girls, the division fact and multiplication fact, if you look at the division fact backwards, 2 times 4 equals 8. We're really starting with the quotient in our division sentence and then writing the other factor and getting our total. Now we have 3 rows of B's times 4 in each row, which gives us a total of 12. If you also notice, 8 plus 4 more is equal to 12. We're adding 4 each time. 12 B's divided by 4 B's in a group gives us 3 groups. I want to go down here, boys and girls. You notice they keep filling in less and less of the equation and you have to do more. I want to come down here to the very bottom, and this one, this row right here, which row is that? If you see, we're going 1, 2, 3. So if we get all the way down here, that is row 9. Times, we still have 4 B's in a row. And then I want you to find the total. Skip count by 4s if you need to. Did you get 36? I hope so. Then we're going to start our division equation with the total that we have. We have 36 total. They're being divided 4 per group, 4 in each group, which gives us a total of 9 groups. Boys and girls, I want you to finish the others on your own, and we will talk about those at our Google Meet. Now let's look at some problem solving. Let's look at this problem together. The teacher puts 32 students into groups of 4. How many groups does she make? Draw and label a tape diagram to solve. So here, boys and girls, some of the problems that we're going to get now, they're not going to always tell you how to solve it. I want you to try to rely on your tape diagrams or your arrays, whichever one you're more comfortable with. So we're going to draw our tape diagram, and always at the bottom, if we know our total, we can put our total. The teacher, it says the teacher puts 32 students into groups of 4. So we have 32 students total. So we're going to put our total there. The question is asking us how many groups does she make? So I'm thinking that I don't know the number of groups. That's what we're going to try to find out. The number of groups, and that's what they're calling it in the problem. So what we do know is that we have groups of 4. So we're making groups of 4 students. Now what we're going to do, let's write a math sentence, a division sentence. So we have 32 divided by 4 students in each group, and we need to figure out the number of groups. A related multiplication fact would be the number of groups times 4 in each group equals 32 students. So let's skip count and add our dots until we get to 32. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. I just happened to make my tape diagram long enough this time. So now we can count how many groups we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups. So our sentence that we're going to write, there are 8 groups. Boys and girls, I want you to be writing this as I'm teaching it to you. So whenever you need to stop and pause the video, please do so that you can write this on your paper so that you have a good example when you do your problem set. And then our math sentence is going to be 32 students divided by 4 in each group equals 8 groups. Number 3. We aren't going to do number 4 because number 4 is a challenge problem, and that's not going to be one of the must-do problems on your problem set. So I want to work on number 3 now. And number 3 says, the store clerk arranges 24 toothbrushes into 4 equal rows. How many toothbrushes are in each row? Boys and girls, because they're talking about 4 equal rows, when I hear the word rows, it automatically makes me think of an array. So I'm going to use an array to model this problem. You could also use a tape diagram. So I'm going to make my 4 equal rows. And then I'm going to count until I'm going to add until I get to 24. So there's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So now what I did, I took the total. We had 24 toothbrushes. I divided them into 4 equal rows. So my unknown, is my unknown representing the size of the group or the number of groups? It says how many toothbrushes are in each row. If it's in each row, that is the size of the group. My related multiplication problem is the size of the group times 4 rows equals 24 toothbrushes. So now I have my 4 equal rows and I can easily count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in each row. So my sentence is, there are 6 toothbrushes in each row. My division sentence, my division math sentence is 24 toothbrushes divided by 4 groups, 4 rows, equals 6 toothbrushes. If you want to try number 4 as a challenge before you do your problem set, go right ahead and do that, and you can send it to me if you want to, and I'll take a look at it. Good luck, boys and girls. Work hard.